Hey folks, and all be all here, and we're back with the finals pretty soon. I think just today morning is when I uploaded the last video, but decided to record the final video in a similar style as the last one, which is going ahead and recording my videos first and then providing voiceover commentary afterwards. So my opponent today for the finals is HK Germ Cell from Gid My Own Best Friend. That's the name of the guild. Decent lifetime banners, I think just shy of 600k. Division 1 Kyber at 3,700, I think was the best rank that they've had so far. Yeah, 585k lifetime banners and three galactic legends, the same ones that I have, in fact. So let's go ahead into the actual battle itself. For my defenses, similar to the last couple of times and similar to what I've been doing in 3v3 for the last few seasons, I've kept all my GLs on offense and kept a uniformly tough defense. So you'll see over here, there's Rex, Darth Revan, and Padme in the front, just because I know that he likes to use GLs against some of these teams. Then at the back, I've kept Jedi Knight Luke, CLS. I've kept my Poggle Django team. And then up front over here, I've kept, Asajj Newt. I've used that team quite a lot in the last couple of 3v3 seasons. The General Grievous squad, Hux, and then Treya. Treya is something new I've been trying out this time, but it's been giving me some good results. It's got a couple of holes in my very first match. The opponent wasn't able to clear it because people usually don't see Treya on defense, and a lot of times they're not able to figure out what to do against it. So it does help catch some people off guard. So that's the front. That's a zone at the top. And then for ships, I've kept both the Get 2 ships. I've decided to go a little aggressive over there and to strip banners because my opponent tends to go offense heavy. Now over here, at the top, he's kept a few relic squads, but you see over here the really weird thing is he's kept his Luke with the C3PO and Chewpio, and there's absolutely no synergy between these guys. Luke is best when he's with other Jedi. He's got no synergy with rebels or resistance or droids. And yeah, this doesn't really make any sense. This lineup. My only guess is maybe my opponent mistook CLS for Jedi Knight Luke and placed this guy instead. But he let his defense roll over from the second match, so I don't think it's an accident. Maybe he genuinely thought that this team was tough to take out. In any case, we'll come back to that a little later. But the rest of the squads seem to be, pretty much ordinary squads that you see on defense. Down here, what he's done is he's kept his Kylo, and he's kept troopers. I think he's going for his fourth GLC, which is why his troopers are all relicked up. And then he's kept Darth Revan, but without Malak, with the HK-47 over here. So let's go ahead and jump over to the first battle. I believe I taken JTR versus Crew. Now this one is a pretty straightforward counter. It tends to get a little scary somewhere in the beginning just because these guys do a lot of attacks, AoEs from Kylo, OG Kylo, and then a lot of assists from Kylo Ren and Mask. Anytime that these from First Order Stormtrooper, Red Trooper, basically. Anytime these guys crit or stun, which is quite a lot, he tends to do an assist. And you can see over here, all my characters are more or less under full health and they've lost all their protection. So it tends to get a little scary, but as long as you are able to weather the initial storm and then go ahead and take care of Sith Trooper as soon as you can, then you'll be in a much better shape. And it helps to have all the Zetas on BB-8 as well as JTR. Just so that you can get a little bit extra debuffs cleansed and a little extra protection recovery done as well on dodges. So that now that Red Troop is taken care of, the rest of the battle should be pretty straightforward. What I like to do is, in order to recover protection, I first take out Kylo Ren. the masked version, and then I once Kylo Ren is out, I then work on Kylo Ren unmasked until I'm at full health and full protection. So I avoid using the healing immunity ability on him. So you'll see over here a little more than 3 minutes left to the battle, and what I'm doing is I've got low health and protection on almost all of my characters. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, and because this tends to go on for a while, I go ahead and I basically delay the battle quite a lot until I feel confident that I have fully recovered all health and protection. There's 46 seconds left, 45 seconds. It's really not necessary, but I like to recover as many banners as I can. So you see over here, once I've got the final Illuminated Destiny off with 30 seconds left to go, I then go ahead and finish off the job, land the healing immunity, then it takes just 15 to 20 seconds to clean it up. So it's not much of a deal. So end with the 54 banners towards the end of the match. So that match is taken care of. And then the troopers, now this team, they gain tons of turn meter because of all the buffs that they keep getting. So you want something to hit them hard and take them out fast. And I've done this particular battle before, JKR with against them. Always take down Piet first because he's the one responsible for all the buffs and all of that. So that's what I do over here. I go ahead, target Piet, take him out as soon as I can, and once he is out, then I go after Veers because he's the other guy who can generate Stark, actually, not Veers, because he's the other guy who can generate tons of buffs and then give these guys turn meter. So really not much of a challenge for JKR. This team has a really good success rate against troopers, especially in 3v3s. So 54 banners there. It's a little bit of an overkill, but that's fine. And in the front zone, I always prefer overkilling rather than risking it something else, an underkill battle, and then risking to drop a battle. And then against a DR, I just taken my SLKR. I have all three of my GLs on defense, and I doubt whether my opponent would have kept any of his GLs on defense because he tends to be offense heavy. So I said, let me save two of my GLs for the back and use Kylo Ren SLKR for the front over here against Darth Revan and take care of him. It's an easy Darth Revan squad, no Malik in there, but even if the Malik wasn't there, it's really not much of a deal for SLKR to solo him. So nothing much at the back, no GLs, pretty much B-level squads. So we now go ahead and take care of the next toughest battle, which I believe is going to be the Finn. This is what Zareth and Solo likes to call the social contract team, which means basically that if you see Resistance heroes under Finn on defense, you take in your Han and Chewie against them, and it's a pretty easy match. So here I really like Kira because if you get Kira to about 260, 270 speed, she gains 15% turn meter every time Scoundrel allies crit twice. And these guys, Han on his opening shot, he crits twice anyway, or combined with Chewie. So it's pretty easy for her to effectively be at about 300, 315 speed, and then go again to call assist on someone else. So that's the logic behind using Kira instead of I know a lot of people like Wedge or Old Ben, but Kira has just got so much Scoundrel synergy. And then I believe I took this against the Vader, Watt, and Thrawn team against the Luke team over here. Vader is a pretty popular counter against Luke, especially if you Jedi Knight Luke, especially if you outspeed them. Taken Watt, target the Merciless Massacre on Luke so that you get a couple of dots, and then go around the board and apply ability block. And then with 4 or 5 debuffs, it should be pretty easy to take Luke out, no problem at all. And then it's just a question of cleaning the other characters up. Got Thrawn in there primarily to fracture Luke, but since Luke was gone, it was pretty easy to take him out. And here you see Chewie without the Rebel Leader bonus. He's extremely squishy and pretty easy to take out. He doesn't have the leader giving him 40% health and protection and all of that. So that's why if you're taking in Chewpio, always use him under a Rebel Leader. Otherwise, it's a waste. And this one, I believe I took it against the Maul Sith team. Bam is really, really not that great in 3v3 on defense, but on offense against these variety of B-level Sith and Separatist squads, especially if you see anyone with Newt and Dooku in there, BAM is really great against those kind of squads, because typically you end with less banners against those squads, but with BAM, it's always a very good chance of ending with full health and full protection. And here you'll see over here the battle is always under control. These guys are always at full health and full protection. And there's tons of shock, tons of stun going around over here. So it's always a good team to take, especially if you're using him under control. So that's going to be my go-to for 3v3 at least. In 5v5, I think BAM is great under on defense. He's done a really good job for me. But in 3v3s, I think just because IG-11, he dispels all debuffs on all allies every time he takes a turn. So debuffs really doesn't matter to this team much. They've got tons of damage immunity, protection recovery, healing, shock, stuns. This team has got everything. Foresight as well. So really great for taking against B squads or those A- squads. Even Night Sister squads, for example, where you typically tend to lose banners. With BAM you prevent the revive, so pretty easy to end with 54 banners on those kind of teams. So that was pretty straightforward. Not much happening over there. And then against the Phasma squad, I think I decided to solo it with Nest. I'm going to skip ahead over here. There's really nothing much to show. Nest, this is one of those squads which is easily, nestable, because they don't have, they have multiple attacks, with both with Phasma lead as well as with First Order Stormtroopers unique. There's tons of SS going on, so Nest is always fed tons of bonus protection. And they have tons of buffs also, which they keep recovering. So Nest has a good chance to ramp up our offense over here. So if you decide to keep Nest on offense, always be on the lookout for those teams which you can, reasonably solo with Nest. If you are able to find something like that, then it's great. It's a gift that your opponent gives you. And then what I decided to do was against the Mon Mothma squad, which is really terrible on defense in 3v3 again. Even in 5v5 is getting to be more of a liability, but in 3v3 more so. It's a really poor performing team, and it always gives high banners. So I had my gas over here that I had saved for GL counters, but I decided to take him over here solo. It's a pretty easy solo over here with gas in there. So you see over here, there's no revives possible, end with an easy 55 against that squad. Then we against the Grievous squad, what do I do over here? Don't remember. I think I took my Jedi in there. Yeah, I still had my Luke Skywalker, so I just took him with Hermit Yoda and Cam, I believe. Yeah, it was Cam. But it was the battle really doesn't last that long. It's probably didn't even need Cam. 2 guys were more than enough. So you see over here, Magna Guard is gone. Grievous does his AoE. It really doesn't do much damage over there. And I'm just trying to make sure I am always at full health and full protection, so that I can end with 54 banners over here. With the Jedi Master Luke, Hermit Yoda is really a very good option. I keep using his heal ability. I just keep calling him for assist to get the heal ability out, just so that I'm ensuring everyone is topped off. And then one final AoE, and couldn't end with 54. I think Cam was missing some, but probably if I didn't get Cam in, I would have probably ended with 55 over there. It would have been a very easy match. And over here, Radis and Holdo, nothing too intimidating for ships, but I think I go in with Empire versus the Home One, which is pretty straightforward. As long as you are able to get ahead with TIE Fighter and apply the special and get the AoE, get the Foresight up, then the AoE from MILF will go and give the evade, and your capital ship gets sped up and gets to go first. So here you see the Y-Wing has applied the debuff but I am able to get my own debuff out. Now I need to make sure that I get the viving down. So I'm doing tons of damage, but I need to get the Emperor Shuttle in and then heal up the protection on the TIE bomber so that he can start taunting again with full protection. And you can see over here, I'm trying to get rid of the TIE bomber because I don't like the assist that he gives and the protection recovery that he gives. So here you can see once a bunch of target locks are on the board, these guys hit extremely hard. And once Tarkin gives up the offense up, then it's essentially game over. These guys don't have they get one shot pretty easily, which is why I always prefer Tarkin lead to Thrawn lead for offense. You get the burning out a second time over here, and then I get the Gauntlet Starfighter to dispel the debuffs and recover some protection from everyone. It also gives max health. Hang on, I think my video seems to have frozen. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out what the issue is. All right. I think the video is back. Sorry about that. I think it froze a little bit. But nothing much to show in that battle except that I was able to get rid of everyone for 65 banners. So yeah, Empire is a hard counter to Home One, especially if they don't have Biston in the starting lineup. Now against Radis, Holdo, the hard counter is Rebels. I would never try to take my own Radis against Rebels because the RNG and assist can easily go the wrong way and completely cripple your squad. So every time that I see Radis, Rebels is a very obvious answer. It's a very easy way to take the ship out. Always start with Biston and Biggs along with your Millennium Falcon, and then I typically taken only Cassian in there, but this time I decided to take in Viving as well, just for that additional tankiness and the additional protection recovery. Okay, so first I want to take out Ray Scavenger because she does really big AoEs. But here I think I cleansed off my Millennium Falcon first because I wanted him assisting. I didn't want it to be dazed. I think it was dazed at that time. And then with the cleansed Millennium Falcon, I was able to get rid of the raised Millennium Falcon. And now it's just a question of getting in. I think I get in Cassian over here instead of the Y-Wing because I want to cleanse all the buffs and then target down one of these characters. I think Poe might be the next dangerous one. So I get rid of Poe. Now it's a matter of getting rid of Resistance Pilot. So that's what I'm doing over here. So you see how easily these ships melt once with Rebels over here. So an easy 66 banners. So pretty decent on ships, 65 and 66 banners. So now let's go ahead and finish off the rest of the character zone. So at this point, I'm doing pretty well in terms of banners. And I calculated that if I get 54-54 in these last two teams, I end up with about 2683, I think. So, and I still have one feat left to finish, the trooper feat. So that's what I decide to do. I decide to take in a burner squad to get this team down to one character, the Newt squad down to one character, and then I'll take in my troopers after that and finish it off. So 2683 minus 20 is 2660 or so. So I felt that 2660 is more than enough for my defense to hold. So I think it should do the job. So that's what I do over here. I try to take Brood Alpha down before he can call an assist from, or he can call Geonosian the Brute back. Unfortunately, he was able to take it back, and these AoEs from B1 are doing tons of damage. So I'm trying to make sure that I get rid of these guys as soon as possible. The Brute is going quite a lot. and the extortion also has begun to spread on the field. So I get the heal out over there. This is actually a pretty decent squad on defense, and if you've run out of all major A squads, then it can get problematic. I don't think it'll be a problem for bounty hunters, especially if Django is in there, or someone like um, someone who can prevent revives is in there, like Boba or Django. Um, but uh, but yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem even for something like BAM, for example. So there are plenty of ways to take care of this team. Night Sisters could have taken care of it pretty well as well because these guys don't have any. Well, they do have healing in the form of B1, but as long as you allow Plague to spread, these characters can get taken out pretty easily. So it's a decent squad if you've already run out of good options. But my main goal over here was just to time out with only B1 remaining, because troopers it should be easy to clean up with just B1 remaining. I could have probably kept only Newt Gunray remaining behind as well. That would have also worked because Newt alone probably wouldn't have been able to stand up to troopers. But I thought, given that, especially with range, these guys do plenty of assists, B1 will be easy to take out. So I decided to go in for Newt over here, get rid of him. 31 stacks on B1, so I have to be careful not to kill him. So take care of Newt, and then I time out. So you see over here, I don't do any more attacks. I time out for the next 2 minutes, make sure that only B1 is remaining behind. So then I can go in with my troopers and get at least the first trooper feat completed. It really sucks that they have to make these troopers, themed feats for a 3v3 GAC. It's doesn't make any sense. But anyway, here you see I timed out with a draw. And then I taken my troopers, and for troopers I taken. I think I decided to finish off the other squad with Ray first. That's the EP, Malik, and Gideon. Not sure why Gideon is in there. Maybe he thought that it's to prevent a Jedi Knight Revan counter. Maybe I don't know, but it's no problem for Ray at all. Couple of lifebloods, then do a whirlwind to get rid of Malik, and then I try to get back some health with Palp over here. There's no healing immunity which will happen while she has shock, but now that shock is gone, I'm trying to recover back full health and full protection. And I'm not able to really get enough damage done. So I get rid of. I resign myself to the fact that I'm probably just going to end with 55 banners and not 56. Probably going to be difficult getting the rest of the health back. So that's what I do. I just end with 55 banners, and then we just have one more team to take out, which is going to be the B1 squad. So let's take in our troopers for the feat. And you have to take in one of the non-named troopers, which means range is definitely a must, given that he recovers protection, gives retribution, and anytime B1 attacks, the troopers can get him down. I also take in I think Death Trooper and Shore. I needed a heal and a pre-tank taunter, so Shore really helps to provide that and can help to recover some amount of health. Because damage on these guys doesn't matter, because each damage that these guys do takes out a stack of B1. That's all that we need. So I take these guys in, and should be pretty straightforward to get the match done. So he takes a couple of turns, managed to get my troopers in yellow, but I heal up a little bit over here, protection, and then with Shore I heal up some more protection, and then you can see over here the with each time that B1 attacks on an AoE, my troopers do a retribution and get at least 24 stacks out at a time. So that team is taken care of. Only 29 banners, but that's fine. I think 2659 with one drop battle for feats is more than enough. It still requires more than 52 banners per squad to per battle to get in, with 65 on ships. So I went ahead and collected my troopers' feat. Now let me show you where the battle finally ended up. So my opponent got a total of 2287. Wasn't able to clear the zones. So let me show you in the front. Was able to one-shot everything over here. Got 55 on a couple of teams over here. So at least 2 out of the 3 GLs he used in the front zone over here, which was the goal. And then probably used something else good against the Rex squad. And then at the top, again, got between 50 to 51 banners over here. And here you can see again, the Treya managed to get a hold. 2 battles over there. Treya on defense always takes people for a spin. Especially my Treya, it's only G12, it's not G13, which is why I can't really counter relic up Geos with certainty on offense, which is why I decided to keep them on defense. And if it manages to pull some banners, then that's great. I think Treya is much better served for me on defense than offense in that case. Ships for one shot, but they only got 57 and 16 ships. So ships were able to strip banners as expected. And then down south, were able to one shot my other 2 squads, the Luke and the Poggle squad. I think they took the third GL against Luke. And then against CLS and Finn weren't able to get through those. 1 battle each on those, and weren't able to clear those zones. So pretty good outcome, 2659 versus 2287, and I managed to get a feat done. So that's the end of the first week, where we're undefeated so far and pretty decent banners. About 2660, I think, average on all 3 battles. So pretty good outcome. I think all 3 battles I dropped one, all 3 matches I dropped 1 battle each. So not that great in terms of efficiency, but at least all 3 matches I've prevented my opponent from clearing. Now, first match only 1 zone was cleared. Second match my opponent gave up after the first loss, and third match only 3 zones were cleared. So 4 zones cleared out of a total 12, which is always good. It's always good to see your zones hold. All right, so that's the end of the first week. Hope you guys enjoyed those matches in the first 3 battles. Catch me in a couple of days where we head into week 2. Hopefully we'll get some more tough opponents that we'll have some good matches against. All right, until then, I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Happy gaming.